How to learn construction. In this video, I'm going to cut through the BS and give you some real advice on how to learn construction and also some things that you should probably not be stressed about. So where do you focus? What is the secret that most people don't know? And what is one key that will always save you? That's what we're going to cover right now. All right, so let me connect with you here just a little bit. You want to know how to learn in construction. You might be trying to get into it. You might be doing a construction management major. You might just have gotten your first job, and maybe you haven't gone to college, or you are a project or a field engineer and you're worried about how are you going to learn this because you feel overwhelmed. You've started hearing acronyms and terms that you don't understand. You're around people discussing things that you don't fully know about. You're in an environment that is completely hostile with people in some cases that don't seem to like each other in this huge world being asked to manage multi-millions of dollars of work, and you're freaked out. So I understand. I've been there. We've all been there. And so here's some advice. You don't have to take all of it, but you can take some of these, and I hope you enjoy it because this is a question I get asked all the time. So number one, I want to suggest that wherever you are, if you ever have an opportunity to learn a trade or a skill, it is absolutely fantastic. I'll give you a for instance. I personally, because I grew up as an equipment operator, a form setter, not a full carpenter, but a form setter and a finisher, I have concrete as a background, and I could, no matter what, fall back on those skills. So what this has done for me is it's provided confidence, a point of connection from an intellectual understanding. I feel very passionate about what I do because I learned to love construction when learning that trade. And I have been asked over and over to express that trade or to share my wisdom and experience throughout my career. And it has very much helped my career. For instance, like when I'm on a job and they say we're in the concrete phase or we're dealing with field engineers or we're in the structural phase or I need help with crew production, they know, hey, Jason, I know you have experience with that. That has bolstered up my career throughout. It's been absolutely fantastic. So I always recommend, if you can, you don't have to, please, if you have the opportunity, go learn a trade. The other thing that it will do is it will make sure that you don't feel handcuffed, locked, and trapped because you always have something to fall back on. So I always recommend learn a trade. Now here's some hard talk. And I think you're going to appreciate this. We've really gotten ourselves into a bit of trouble because as an industry, everybody was saying you have to go to school, you have to go to school, you have to go to school to learn these things. So there's kind of a paradox here. You do not have to go to a university to prepare yourself for construction or to learn construction. That is a fact. And you do not have to have a piece of paper to progress in your career. I did not go to school. I do not have a degree, and I have made it wonderfully. And I now own my own business. Okay, so highly successful. I didn't have the piece of paper. And I will say this, construction recruiters are still not up to date with that and are looking for that construction management degree. So here's my advice. If you want to go to school, I love it. I love it when people do that. I love the experience there. I think it's an honorable thing. I think it'd be cool to have a bachelor's degree. If somebody offered me one, I would take it. Or an opportunity that worked out for me and my family. But you don't need it. So don't lack confidence if you come as a foreman or you're an industry hire or you never got the opportunity. But those of you trying to get into construction, just know that if you don't have the opportunity, and you should look for it, you may need that piece of paper to get in, but you will not need it to stay throughout. Number three, once you're in and you have the opportunity and you're starting to learn and grow, you really need to learn how to read drawings. Now, I'll tell you an interesting story. When I was first getting exposed to construction, I think I was 13 and a half, started doing side jobs, and I was interested. I thought, hey, I wanted to go be a superintendent because my dad was in construction. And there was a guy for whom I did a side job, and he had these blueprints hanging around, and we were emptying out his garage, and I said, hey, can I have these? I'd love to check them out. So I poured through them. I was like, oh, what does that mean? How do you read that? What is that? So I started to get used to the general notes and the legend and how it worked. And as soon as I got my first job at Hensel Phelps, the first thing I did was start learning how to read drawings. I asked for help. I asked the foreman for help. I took care of my plans like I've talked about in other videos and with other concepts, and I just really dug in. You've got to know how to read the drawings, and unfortunately, a lot of construction managers nowadays, even people that make it to superintendent level, don't know how to read them. Study the front matter, study the general notes, study the legends, dig in, start to visualize it with the section, the cut sections and the section views and the elevations. Visualize the isometrics and ask for help. One of the biggest skills that you'll need is to learn to read and understand drawings. Number 4, ask ton of questions. Like you are asking questions as you start out, and I love it. Multiply that by 10 and you've barely scratched the surface. Literally, there are no stupid questions. The only stupid question is the one that wasn't asked, because you could have gotten an answer. The other day I got a compliment from Kevin Rice, our CVO, our Chief Visionary Officer. He said Jason can be in front of a group of 34 industry veterans that are older than he is, and Jason's supposed to know what he's talking about with construction, and if he doesn't know something, he'll just ask, what does that mean? You've got to get into that same habit. If you want to learn construction, you ask questions. That's faster than school, that's faster than textbooks, that's even faster than practice sometimes, because you could be practicing doing it wrong. Ask, ask, ask. Multiply your questions times 10 and you'll barely be scratching the surface. Number 5, and this is a big one, learn a skill at a time. I sound so arrogant and cocky when I say this, but let me tell you, I know how to use AutoCAD, I know how to use Revit, I know how to use the total station, I know how to create CPM schedules, I know how to use tact, I know how to build a batter board, I know how to tie string. I could just keep going on and on and on and on and on and on. I know how to write RFIs, submittals, I know how to fill out a procurement log. Each of these skills are crucial. Master them as you go. Okay, that is the key, because when you need to work fast, when you need to work effectively, when you're managing a multi-$100 million project, you don't have time to go back and learn as you earn. You've got to know these things. So when you get a chance to learn how to write an RFI, master it. When you get a chance to learn how to review a submittal, master it. When you get a chance to learn how to write a contract, master it. When you get a chance to learn how to use AutoCAD or Revit, master it. Master these skills one by one and dig in. Don't just be like, oh, here I created a couple lines, I'm good. No, get the training out, go through the first 8 lessons, actually create lift drawings, actually get in there into AutoCAD, actually do it, ask for feedback, make sure you've mastered it, understand the entire context, and develop this one by one. Discipline will always beat mere talent. This is not a fast game. You are not trying to get promoted as fast as you can to get the money. You're trying to learn the skills as fast as you can so that your career is sustainable. That is how it is done. And small actions, small bits of learning throughout, consistently done, will make you one of the best construction managers in your peer group. Number 6, as you're doing this, volunteer for assignments. If there's something new that you can go learn, go ahead and volunteer for it. Ask for help, ask for lots of questions, and you'll master those skills one by one. Number 7, and I cannot stress this enough, make the foremen your heroes. And these heroes not only love you in spite of the bad treatment they get, but they love being asked questions. Go talk to them, make friends with them, help them, support them, ask them to teach you, ask them to share with you their wisdom, ask them to show you how to read the drawings. Make friends with the foreman, make them your heroes, and you will start to learn exponentially. And number 8, the last one that I want to mention is certification programs. Learning is not all done in school. Although I do love school, you can, even if you don't have it, or even if you do have it, go do your DBIA certification, or go take your CM Lean certification, or go learn about project management, or go learn the new NCCER Superintendent Certification Program. Whatever it is, constant and continual learning is the best. So go do those certification programs, go take those videos, go grab that Lean Builder course, go to LCI, go do these things, go to these Lean coffees. Continual learning is absolutely key to support you in your career. And actually, I'm going to add one more on here. Number 9, I highly recommend that you strive to read a book a week, or a book every 2 weeks, or a book a month. You will get paid by the industry in direct proportion to your education that you implement. And so you have got to be well read and you have got to be educated. So I highly recommend those 9 steps. If you ever need help, please just reach out. Go in the comments below and say, hey, J Money, I've got a question. I'm learning this role. I'll send you everything that we possibly can. Just remember at Elevate, looking's free, touching's gonna cost you, but there's a lot of things you can look at completely for free. Always reach out in the comments below if you need anything. And I'm actually going to leave you as a base with a blog post that covers this very topic so that you can continue your journey learning construction. On we go.